So I'm actually a little torn on how I feel about this series because on the one hand, I really liked it. But on the other hand, they made a lot of questionable decisions and I just don't know. Maya's ruthless behavior in New York catches up with her in her hometown. She must face her past, reconnect with her Native American roots, and embrace the meaning of family and community. If you didn't watch Hawkeye, you might be a little confused on some things that's happening. Now, I'm not saying that you have to watch Hawkeye. It's just that the first episode is gonna just fly right past you. You know, I'm all for small Marvel characters being able to get the chance to be able to shine for once, especially in the MCU. But only giving them 5 episodes? Why are we only doing these miniseries for characters who deserve way more than just 5 episodes? I mean, we're talking about a Native American deaf girl who can really kick ass. Why does she only have 5 episodes? I think the biggest thing with the show is with it only being in 5 episodes, you already know that they're going to rush a few things. They're not going to be able to get everything out. And, you know, this is a character who many people don't even know about. So only giving her 5 episodes is like just throwing her out there and being like, if it catches some people, it will catch. If it doesn't, who cares? They actually ended up baiting a few people to watch this show because if you watch the trailer, you know, they showed Daredevil in the trailer and a lot of people really like Daredevil, so they're going to want to watch that. I don't even know why they even included him even for such a short cameo. And you know, that's not a spoiler. He's in the trailer, so just letting you guys know that if you're coming in this show expecting to see Daredevil, you're not going to see him that much. The very first episode starts off really strong, and I mean, like, it actually got me hooked and I wanted to see the rest of the episodes. So I guess it's a good thing that they release all episodes at once because I would have hated to have to wait an entire week just to get another episode, just to get to the next episode that isn't as interesting. And I say that because as the episodes start to come along, I'm starting to get less and less interested. And it isn't because of Maya's character, because she was interesting. Her whole character is interesting. She did a really good job. Her and her sign language was a cool thing. How they did the noise and everything with that is like, you know, they're letting us hear things how she hears things. I thought that was really cool. My issue was the story. The story was structured so strange and the pacing was very odd. It was like, this was a story that was meant to be at least 12 episodes long, and we don't get that. This is tough because they're trying to use a brand new character. They're trying to get more viewers interested into seeing her. But the issue is she's new and this is her first time being in the MCU and she only gets 5 episodes to really like shine. But the issue is most people don't really know that much about her. So now they have to include her backstory in these 5 episodes along with trying to tell the rest of her story going forward. And it's like, when you have 5 episodes to do something like that, you got to pick if you want to tell just her backstory or if you want to tell, you know, what's currently going on in the present time. And they decided to go both. They were like, we want to tell her backstory, but we also want you to know what's currently going on. And it didn't land for me. Like, it wasn't bad to the point where it was unwatchable. Again, I did enjoy the show, but it was to the point where I was like, okay, I actually do not care. There's only 5 episodes and they're about 40 minutes each. So, you know, something has to give. Then the show turns into this drama, you know, there's not much going on and this is like a Marvel show. So it's like, you know, I want to see some action. Keep in mind, you know, this is just an opinion. You know, some people might really like the whole drama aspect of this, but you know, I was expecting a lot of fight scenes, and there are a lot of fight scenes. Like, there's some really good choreography in this, but I just think that they're focusing a bit too much on her backstory and some things that happened in her past that finally end up coming up now to where it's like really random, I would say. I think that if they're gonna do something where they want to focus on her backstory, they should give her a movie. Like, they could have did something like Black Widow's movie, how you get a little bit about her backstory, but no, they decided to do this and spread it throughout a couple of episodes. And it's like, okay, I get it, you know, you're trying to tell us her backstory, but the other issue I started to have with the show was they had something really cool happen to Maya in one of the episodes, but they don't really focus too much on it. It happens and then it's gone. And it's like, what was that? I want to see more of that. Let's talk about it. But they don't. They just, you know, leave it as it is, and they don't bring it up until like later on in the season. And at that point, it's too late. It's like, okay, this is like the last episode. You know, why are we just not hearing more about this? Maya doesn't even bring it up. She doesn't even talk about it that much. So it was kind of weird. It's like she's always known about it, but this is the first time you're seeing this thing happen. And again, it was like really cool. So it was like, okay, I want to know more about that. Another thing that really bothered me about this show was they did that thing where, you know, one family member or one friend is mad at the other family member. You know, something happened a long time ago, and then they both get stuck in a situation, and, you know, this is like a life or death situation, but they want to talk about what happened back then now. And it's like, what are you doing? Y'all need to, you know, figure that out later on. You will have time to do that, but right now is not the time. I don't understand why writers keep doing that, and it just like slows down the pacing. It becomes very unnecessary and annoying to the point where you're like, okay, I hope this person ends up dying, but not like that. I just find that to be kind of annoying, and I don't understand why writers continue to do this. They can figure that out afterwards once they're good and safe, and then they can talk as much as they want. But now, because of that, they're mad at each other, and of course this is gonna make issues for going forward. I do though think that this is really interesting. You know, this is our very first Native American deaf hero, and I think they do a really good job with showing that, and they did some really cool concepts with her, you know, being deaf. And I don't want to spoil some things that happen, but I would stick around just to see that, and I just found that to be really cool, and I would like something like that in the future. I think that all the characters in the show did a really good job. You know, there wasn't anyone who I thought was lacking in any kind of way. Even the kids did a really good job. And, you know, the younger actors doing the ASL, that was also really cool. Another really cool thing is that they got some real Native Americans to collaborate with them on this show. And, you know, the industry doesn't really do that often, and I just thought that was really cool that they did it with this, and it shows you that they actually did care and that they wanted to give a really good story with that. So they ended up asking some actual Native Americans, and I think that it was a really good call. I do also think it's really hard to make normal people interesting in the MCU, but with Echo, Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, they did a really good job of making them interesting. I know that a lot of people don't really care about those characters, but your normal people in the MCU is really important because they show you that, you know, you don't need superpowers to be able to do amazing things. You can just be a normal person who's able to just fight. So like I said, I did enjoy the show despite some issues that I had with it, and they're not small issues, they're kind of major issues, but they weren't enough to make me not want to watch the show because I did end up watching every episode. And luckily, like I said, you know, they dropped every single episode on the same day. Also, they filmed a lot of this show inside of Griffin, Georgia. And if many people haven't heard about Griffin, Georgia, you know, Griffin, Georgia is a very small town in South Georgia. Not many people have ever heard about it. I just found it to be really cool that they included the skating rink here, and then they also included the airport. Well, guys, I hope you guys liked my review of Echo. Let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And please do not forget to hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I post a new video. And I will see you guys in the next one.